Hey guys, so this is literally my third time filming this intro because my puppy keeps interrupting everything. But, so yeah. So first off, I apologize for how messy I look, I guess. I don't feel good. I haven't felt good in a couple days, so I have no energy to attempt to make myself look decent. But anyway, so I've been wanting to start the series on my channel about talking about my illnesses and the diagnosis, like how I got it, how it affects me daily, stuff like that. But I just have yet to make it because basically this video that this is going to be about is celiac disease and how I got the diagnosis. And I kind of put off this video for a while because to some people it's just like, oh, you can't eat this type of food. That's all, you know. It doesn't really affect you other than that. But I do go through a lot of different things with this that I felt like it's good to talk about. And even if it's me sharing stuff, maybe it will help someone, I guess. So most of these videos about my chronic illnesses and stuff will be filmed on my bed like this. So it's not very like professional. Like I guess if you see with some of my makeup videos or photos, I have like a filming setup. But because of chronic fatigue and stuff, it takes a lot of energy. And just talking now, I'm out of breath and I'm tired and all that good stuff, so it's fun. But yeah, this will probably be like a very long video, because I tend to ramble a lot, and forming sentences when you have brain fog and chronic fatigue is very difficult, but I apologize in advance if I don't make sense at all. So yeah. Let's see, my story of how I got diagnosed with celiac disease. Basically, I got diagnosed in 7th grade. They figured I had it all throughout my life, but no doctor decided to check. When I was, so we'll start from when I was born and kind of just. So when I was born, I was pretty tiny, and I was born late. I think like a week or so. I don't know for sure, but yeah. And then when it came to eating and stuff, I could never keep down food or gain weight, and the doctors didn't really know what was wrong. A lot of them were like, oh, just like kind of starve her for a couple hours and then feed her, and then starve her and feed her so she'll gain weight. That didn't really work. So that was a thing. And when I was born, I had bilateral hip dysplasia. So I had a brace on for the first year of my life. So I was very delayed in all of that, like crawling and walking and stuff. I didn't do that till I was like about a year. And then I don't, like, it's hard to, like, recall everything. I was like, I should write this down before I talk, but knowing me, I'm gonna just, whatever. And every year I would get sick. Like, I would have trouble breathing, throw up. I think it was called, like, the croup. And that was just a thing I kept going through. And I would always feel nauseous. Always have a headache. Nothing really helped it. Now that I look back on it, it's kind of funny because my food I would eat when I felt sick was toast with butter. And now it's like, oh yeah, well no wonder why I never felt better, because I was eating stuff I was allergic to. No doctor ever really knew what was wrong. We went through about 20 doctors before I hit like middle school. Like, we went through a lot, and they all never really knew. I was actually looking back on my medical records, and they said I had like the type of thing that could be related to celiac, like the blood work that would be, but they never actually tested me for celiac. They said, oh, well, you know, in the little document, they said, oh, well, she has this thing of celiac, but no further testing was done on it, which, that would have saved me a lot of pain, I guess. But it was basically the same deal all through elementary school and middle school. I was always sick and tired, throwing up, killer headache. No one knew what was wrong. I would lie in bed crying most of my days. I didn't get to do a lot of things that I wanted to do because I was just so sick. And finally, in the 7th grade, it was just the final straw of me just getting so sick that my mom scheduled an appointment with a GI doctor. And immediately she was like, let's test you for celiac. So that was a thing. We did that. A couple more months of feeling awful, it came back that I had celiac, and that was in 7th grade. I was like 14, I think. And so I got that diagnosis, and I obviously went through a lot of depression, obviously, because it's something I have. Depression and anxiety about, sorry, the sun's about having to change my whole diet. And I still, even to this day, I still struggle with it. Like, just being around friends who are like, oh, let's go to this place to eat. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I can't eat there. Hold on, I'm gonna see if that helps. That kind of does, I guess. I look even more awful now, but, you know, being surrounded by people who can just eat what they want without worrying. And then I have to be like, oh, well, I can't eat there. And so, you know, it sucks, but I still somehow slip up even to this day and still have gluten once in a while. And then I'm like, wow, I feel so sick. But after the diagnosis, there was a couple years, like a year or two, I think, until about high school sophomore year, where I felt fine. Well, my definition of fine at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine, you know, I'm feeling so much better, it's great. But then I started to realize that I was just still so tired and in so much pain all the time that, it shouldn't, something's not right. And so, 2 years ago, or last year, it's been a work in progress, I guess. I've been going to so many different doctors and specialists, and so far they all say, you know, everything's fine, you know, nothing's wrong, or that my stories don't add up for them, because I have a very foggy memory of when the pain started, because I feel like I've always been in pain. I just don't, you're not self-aware of the pain you're in, because if you're in it every day, you get used to it. So I kind of just started to be I'm starting to be more self-aware of the pain I'm in. Right now, my shoulders hurt and my feet really hurt from the position I'm sitting in. But they were just oh, well, you know, it can't be this or that, because that's not a very specific story, timeline. And so I have yet to be diagnosed with something else. I have asthma, which still affects me a lot recently. If you can hear, I'm always out of breath when I start talking. It's great. And then I brought up the fact that I think I have chronic fatigue. My doctor said it's pretty likely. So as of now, I say I do have chronic fatigue, because I barely can get out of bed. I barely can shower. Doing anything really makes me have to take a nap because I'm just so exhausted. And, you know, when you're 20 years old, you don't want to spend so much time in bed sleeping because you physically can't do a lot of stuff. So, like, all those things always, like, mess me up mentally, I guess. Because it's like, I don't know. Like, I used to, my neighborhood, if you walk around, like, 2 laps, that's a mile. And I used to be able to walk around, like, 6 times in one night. Like, I would just walk and listen to music and have so much, like, not fun because it's whatever, but it would get my mind off a lot of things. But now I barely can walk 2 times without feeling like I'm gonna pass out and that I need to sit down. So that sucks. Like, even my neighbors are like, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? And I'm like, no, but thanks. And, you know, it just, I don't know, it just sucks because people don't really understand, I guess. Because it's, you know, the diagnosis of celiac disease was supposed to, like, it still obviously sucked, but it made a lot of sense. And I was like, yeah, so that's just it. You know, it's fine, whatever. But now it's moved on to more things where it's like, I'm in pain, I'm always tired. Just being gluten-free isn't helping, and no one really knows what else is wrong. I also, like, they said I definitely have hypermobility. I think a small case, like, because I can do that thing. So, I have hypermobility, which could make sense of why I'm in pain, but they didn't, like, go much else into it because they were like, oh, it's just hypermobility. Again, the story I had for them of the timeline didn't match up to what they thought. And I have such bad anxiety with new doctors that the fact that in the past year I've been to 5 different specialists and all of them didn't really believe me, like, really fucked me up, I guess. So I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, I'll just deal with it. If I'm in pain, I'll deal with it. And if I need to sleep, I'll just deal with it. I currently don't have a job, but when I do start working, I'm gonna just hopefully be able to handle it, you know. And I don't know. I also, because of the celiac, the reason why we stopped going to the GI doctor I used to have that diagnosed me, we haven't been to a new one, but next time I have to go, we're gonna find one, because I don't get my period. I got it maybe 3 times in my life, and I just stopped getting it. And we're pretty sure it's because of the celiac, because if I've really had it since I was born, and I gone 14 years undiagnosed, obviously a lot of this could just be repercussions of that. And the fact I don't get my period is pretty common with celiac. And being so malnourished and stuff for so long can obviously cause it. But my GI doctor was like, oh, well, it has nothing to do with that. And that pissed my mom off, so she was like, we're never seeing her again. And, you know, I'm like, whatever, because I know it has to do with the celiac, or if maybe I have some type of other thing that's going on related to that. So the next step, I guess, would be to see a gynecologist, but as I said, I have extreme anxiety with new doctors, and the whole gynecologist thing, I'm like, no. So I've been putting it off for a while. I'll eventually go. But, you know, it's just like, I just see, I can't talk for more than like 5 minutes without being exhausted and really tired. So yeah, I don't know. It kind of went from being the story of my diagnosis to me just venting, but I guess it all ties together. But yeah, so that's basically how I got diagnosed. You know, I'm still always sick. So it's still a struggle to figure out what illnesses I guess I still have. I don't really like to say that sorry, I keep hearing my dog and I'm like, what's she doing? I keep like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, not enjoyable being this sick, obviously. Because I'm 20, I want to be able to like do things that other 20-year-olds do. Although the friends I have are all, you know, pretty like chill. We don't really do anything anyway. But so when we hang out, it's not that like exhausting for me. And if it is, I have, you know, another friend who has health issues as well. So I kind of don't feel alone as much. And I hate to say, like, I know, like, say, like chronic illness is like an illness that lasts your whole life. So celiac disease is a chronic illness. So when I say I'm chronically ill, I feel okay about that. But when I say, like, when I don't feel like I can call myself disabled, because in my mind, the internalized ableism, I guess, I'm like, it's just celiac disease. I just don't have to have gluten. That's not a disability. Although technically by definition it is. So I still struggle with accepting a lot of myself and my illnesses and trying to figure out that, you know, this is my life. I can't do a lot of things that I want to do. Because obviously if you see on my channel, or if you know me, you know I love makeup, and I love creating, and I love being able to, I guess, inspire people by my makeup and everything, and my stories that I tell through it. And I love it so much. And now it's to the point where I barely can get up and do a makeup look. And if I do a makeup look, I have to take a nap like right after, and I'm so exhausted. So I haven't been so active recently with my makeup, and it's really painful, I guess. I just want to be able to do the things I love, but I can't. So yeah, so whenever I don't post, I'm like, oh, damn it. But hopefully I'm gonna start trying to push myself a little bit, and hopefully be able to do more. But I don't know if you can hear my dog, but she's just dying. Hold on. Hey, don't. Hi. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know. I think I really talked about everything. I was just, you know, the story of how I got diagnosed was I got diagnosed when I was 14. I was always sick. No one knew what was wrong. Even to this day, no one knows, but it's whatever. So yeah. I don't know. So if you have any ideas on what other videos you'd like to see, comment down below. She's cute. And hopefully I'll start to feel better enough where I can actively post on YouTube and Instagram and just feel happier with myself, with my illnesses, and with everything. And I'm sorry that this video was probably really long and didn't make any sense, but it kind of felt good to kind of let it all out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry that this video probably was everywhere and it didn't really stick to the point of celiac disease. I kind of just went off on a tangent. And can you just not bite me? And I don't know. I just hope that this was kind of helpful, or even if it was just helpful to me. So yeah. So thank you for listening if you listened all the way. And I will hopefully post regularly, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!